lot of you think that it's easy for her. Like she's always done that. And that's not true. Because if you've known Karma as long as I've known Karma, right now she just told me, she says, my hands are shaking. So you can overcome whatever fears you have in your life. See, we're all scared. You're no different than anybody else. I think one of the biggest pieces of advice that I give people is stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Stop thinking that it's easy for that guy, but it's hard for you. Stop thinking that. Stop idolizing people and thinking that other people are so great because of this or the money they make or the success that they've had. Stop doing that. I think it's crazy. I thank God, I've had some success in Primerica, and we speak all over the country, and people ask for my autograph. I go somewhere, Karma already knows that, when, we're walking somewhere, she's like, okay, Daniel, I'll see you in about half an hour. Because it takes a little while to get places, because people will ask me, to take a picture, or they'll want to talk, or they'll want to ask advice, or whatever. And I think it's crazy. Now, I'm not saying if somebody asks for advice and they really want, that's not crazy. But the people with the autographs and the pictures and all, I never got it. Because if you knew me, you would never want my autograph. Because I know me. You understand? I know me. And you don't really want my autograph. I ain't that special. Oh, I promise you. Now, I made some decisions in my life. I made some decisions to be disciplined. I made decisions to be focused. I made decisions to overcome my fears. I made decisions to humble myself. I made decisions to be coachable. I made decisions to follow the system. I made a decision not to be a whiner and complainer, like a lot of people in Primerica. I made decisions not to be like that. That's what gave us a little bit of success. I made also a decision a long time ago that I was going to do it with or without Karma. A lot of you don't think that sounds right, or just how could that be? Partnership is everything. But you see, I made a decision I was going to do it with or without Karma. I'm sorry. There are some people that say, I want to be a doctor, and they're going to go be a doctor whether their wife goes and becomes a doctor as well. Right. So I made a decision very, very early on that I was going to do it with or without her. And that happened for a little while. When we first started Primerica, it wasn't the easiest process for us. Number one, we're human. Okay? Number two, we were young humans. Okay, that puts a lot, right? And so we were immature. We were young. We didn't know. We never built a business before. We never did anything like this. We never led anybody. We were never, right? For some of you that think we're perfect, I got news for you. We ain't. We never did this before. We had to grow up in Primerica. We were kids. We were young kids. I made a decision early on that no more partying on Friday night because I got to be there on Saturday morning. Those are the kind of major decisions that we had to make in our life. Some of you have to worry about babysitting. We had to worry about other things. I need to be home at least before 3 because I got to be up by 7. You know what I mean? So you got these two kids, right? These two young, immature kids hanging out with a bunch of adults. Trying to inspire a 40-year-old guy on why he needs to follow me. And then he says, yeah, I'm going to follow you. And I'm like, oh shit, man, now I got to really work hard. Right? Because he's going, hey, man, I'm going to get over there. I'm going, oh, man, all right, we got to step up. We got to step up and be adults now. So our conversations in private were tough. We had some tough conversations. We had some tough times early on in our life, or early on in our Primerica life, our career. So all the crap that you're all going through right now, you're really smiling and you're happy. You get in the car, you're like, honey, can't believe you did that. Honey, you need to do that. You need to do that better. You have to do that. Can't believe, oh, I wish you were more like. See, we did all that crap. We're just living proof that you could screw this thing up really bad and make a shitload of money. Alright? And I mean, if you could have been a fly on the wall, it wasn't easy. Some people come in with great parenting. Some people come in as young people and they had great, role models in their life. Well, a lot of you don't realize Karma, she didn't really talk about her story. But her story was tough. She went through a lot of tough things as a young person and saw things that no young person should ever have to see. A lot of parents in this room right now. Kind of take care of your kids, hopefully pretty good, right?
Right.
Put your kids in good environments, you show them good things. Well, Karma, she didn't have the best environment. So we had to learn everything in this environment that was kind of challenging us to be better, to be the best that we could be. And all we try to do every day is just get better. Just get better. If we could get just a little bit better, right? If we could just try just a little bit harder today, right? Just every day, just trying to get a little bit better. And then we joined Primerica. And then Karma goes, well, Daniel, I ain't never going up on stage, man. I ain't never going to talk in front of nobody. Right? And I said, sure, if you don't want to, that's okay. You don't have to. I said, one day you probably will. But if you don't want to right now, then so you don't have to. I'm going to go do it with or without you, babe. Do I want you with me? Absolutely. Can we get this done a lot faster together? As one? As a partnership? Together? Right? She wanted to go on a different career when we first were in Primerica. She wanted to complete. She wasn't like, Prime America, baby! Right? I was Primerica, baby. Alright? She was like, I don't want none of that. And so this Prime America thing came along and I said, okay, babe, well, I'm going to do it. And so I think one of the things that we all got to decide is if we love this thing and we care about this thing, then let's just stop with the bickering, stop with the arguing, stop with all the crap that gets in your life, that causes problems. Stop with that. Because it doesn't do you any good. Now you may have to go through that to get where you're going. You understand? I mean, it's called a challenge, it's called a speed bump, it's called a whatever. You may have to get over somewhere before you get to where you want to go. Everybody goes through obstacles. But I can tell you right now, we have a pretty kick-ass marriage. You know, when we probably have on average anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 in our savings account. I'm very security conscious. I'm a saver. I mean, on any given moment, I have $50,000 to $100,000. I mean, if you were like to tap into bank accounts, you could clean me out real good right now. I got a lot of money in my savings account, my bank account, my checking account. When you do that, you tell me how supportive your spouse is going to be. All right? See, when you hand your wife an American Express card that's unlimited, she smiles. Karma likes a shot. I tell you this because every day I dreamt of what it was going to look like. You know, on Monday, Karma said, we were just talking. We're like, hey, I've been working really hard. We finished out Fly Out, and like building our business all through our career. We always had a family day, and we all, and then once Max got into school, his family day was kind of a little bit more difficult because he was in school, so we couldn't have a family, So I said, you know what? I'm back out in the field right now. I'm working hard as never, man. I'm so excited right now. Things are going so good. And I said, you know what we always used to do as we built our business? We always used to, after Fly Out, we'd go to Disneyland. We have Disneyland passes. We'd go to Disney. I said, you know what? Let's go to Disneyland. I said, Max, you want to go to school today? He said, no. I said, okay. I only ask him that when I know what we're, and because I know the answer every time, right? And so we get in the car and we go to Disney and we have a freaking unbelievable day. On Monday. Who does that on Monday? I just think that a lot of you don't know how good life can be because you've never seen it before. You've never experienced. I know that Alex and Mercy Ramirez, they're still fighting with us here because they know what a real life of freedom and choices and options can bring. Because they've watched it. They've seen it. If you've watched it and you've seen it, and then you get a little taste of it, and you go, that's what I want. See, me and Alex talk all the time about one day we're going to just hop on a plane, go to Hawaii, go play golf, a couple rounds, right? We'll go on Saturday, go on Sunday, just for the weekend, and then we'll fly back. Oh, that's crazy, man. You're going to spend all that money and flights and just to play golf for a couple? Yeah. Right? Because that's what we want to do. People do that all the time. It's just that where we grew up, where most of us grew up, we never saw anybody go do that before. We've never had that experience. We've never tasted that before. And thank God I put myself in an environment like Primerica that we get to taste it. Thank God I put myself in an environment and I was coachable and I tried to spend as much time with my uplines as possible. You guys have no idea how much time me and Karma have spent with Hector and Jan Lamarck. We've spent an amazing amount of time through the years, so we've gotten to see what an amazing life looks like. We've gotten to see what an amazing marriage looks like. We've gotten to experience it. And what it feels like, because when you're with somebody like that, you can feel it. So ask yourself, who are you hanging out with? One of the greatest compliments that I can ever get is my son wants to do Primerica. He's only 8 years old. He's been saying it since he's 7. I ask him all the time, Max, you don't have to do Primerica. You could be anything you want to be. What do you want to do, Max? Primerica. It's one of the greatest compliments to me. Because it tells me that I'm doing something right. Because he sees me every day. You guys don't see me every day. My son sees me. You're just excited about it. My son sees me every day. He knows how I treat him. He knows how positive I am. He knows how hard his dad works. He knows what it feels like to be able to travel and do things that most kids would never get to experience. That's a great compliment. And then somebody like my sister-in-law, for her to be able to look at her life and say, I want to do Primerica. Why do you want to do it? Well, because I've seen what your life has turned out to be. Now, she probably, she spoke the other night, she probably would have said more than just, I like his house and his cars, you know what I mean? But she was nervous and she was up in front of a lot of people. But let me tell you something, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that. Right? If that's what you want, if you want a nicer house, if you want nicer cars, if you want better vacations, if you want more freedom, and if you want not to have to get up in the morning when it looks like that outside, right? Why not us? Right? Why can't we have a great life too? Why can't we have a kick-ass marriage? Right? I mean, it's just good. I'm not saying every day's perfect. All right? We still get in we get in some heated conversations. Better, right? It's okay. We're human. But the one thing that we're not going to do, and that we're never going to do, is give up. If I could make a commitment to Primerica not to quit, why in the hell would I ever give up on my wife? Is that just wild? I mean, if you really think about that. If I could make a commitment to someone, why can't I just commit and say, no matter what happens, we will make it through? How incredible is that? I want to read you a story, guys. It says, you're still you. It says, 5 days after the accident on Memorial Day week in 1995, I became fully conscious and able to make sense. Dr. Scott Henson and Dr. John Jane, Chief of Neurosurgery at University of Virginia Hospital, explained my situation. They told me in detail about the extent of my injury and said that after the pneumonia cleared from my lungs, they would operate to reconnect my skull to the top of my spine. They didn't know if the operation would be successful or even if I could survive it. They had a plan, but it was extremely risky. And they needed my consent. Dana had insisted over the objections of some of the family that the doctors discuss everything with me and that nothing be done without my permission. I answered somewhat vaguely, okay, whatever you have to do. Ever since childhood, I've been solving my own problems. Whatever scrape I would get myself into, I was always sure of a way out. So at first, I thought this was just another temporary problem. I needed surgery, but I'd be up and around before long. It was only after the doctors left that I began to absorb what they had told me. This is a paralyzing injury. Dana came into the room and made eye contact. I mouthed my first lucid words to her. Maybe we should just let me go. She said, I'm only going to say this once. I will support whatever you want to do because this is your life and this is your decision. But I want you to know that I'll be with you for the long haul, no matter what. Then she added the words that saved my life. You're still you, and I love you. If she had looked away or paused or hesitated, even slightly, or if I had felt there was a sense of her being noble or fulfilling some obligation to me, I don't know if I could have pulled through. Because it had dawned on me that I had ruined my life and everybody else's. But what Dana said made living seem possible. Because I felt the depth of her love and commitment. I was even able to make a little joke. I mouthed, this is way beyond the marriage vows, in sickness and in health. And she said, I know. I knew then that she was going to be with me forever. And that was Christopher Reeve. And he lived a lot of years. A lot more years than what they thought he would live. And I think when I read that I just thought about the things that you tell your spouse could devastate them or could change their life. Right? I mean, it could make their life worse or it could make their life great. The way that you believe in the person that you're with. Hey, look, even though I was going to do it with or without her, I continue to say, babe, we can do this. I know where we're going. I know we can do this. I know we can be great at this. Just give me some time. I know that I can't fail at this thing. I just got to keep recruiting and I got to keep building and I just got to keep fighting. But there ain't no way that long range that I can lose at this thing. I can do this. And you can help me, and we can do this together, and we can build this, and we can make a great life. I know we can do it. I know nobody in our family has been successful. I know that I don't have the best track record. I'm not a PhD. I'm not I don't have a college education. I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life before Primerica. I know that but you bet on me. I won't let you down. I promise you I'll give you everything I got. And if I fail, if we fail together, then we fail together. But at least at the end of the day, we can say that we did it. We did everything in our power to win. We did everything in our power to win. So, when you look in the mirror, you better start being truthful. When you look in the mirror, you better start telling the truth. Are you working hard? Are you being all that you can be? Are you giving it everything you got? Are you prospecting? Are you learning? Are you wasting your time watching TV? Is that what you're doing? Are you wasting time? Or are you after it? And only you can be truthful whether or not that's the truth. And I hope that some of you make a decision to live a great life. Because if you do, man, this thing can be so much fun. I mean, every year, guys, the company takes us on world-class vacations and world-class trips. And we take our kids with us. And we take family members with us. And we eat at great restaurants. And instead of looking at the right side of the page, we look at the left side of the page, right? Right? Instead of like, man, that lobster looks good, but it's probably not that good. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that good. Like the chicken ain't bad, honey, right? Start dreaming, start living, start visualizing what you want in your life. Get up every day and say, great things always happen to me. Could you guys say that for me real quick? Right?
Great things always happen to me.
Could you say it a little louder?
Great things always happen to me.
Why not you? Right? You get up every day and you look in the mirror and you go. When you say that, suck in the gut. Right? Really, right? If every day you got up and started talking to yourself right, and then on top of that, your spouse saying, you're a stud. Mama says, Daniel, you're so sexy. She says it's Saturday night. Hey, you think I'm going to get a check? Hell yeah. Right? So you bet, hey look, start having fun with this. Right? See, if you're working hard, it's fun. I've been working harder than I've worked in 7 years, guys. We joined Primerica 7 years later. We were financial financially independent. I've been on a halfway sabbatical retirement for 7 years, guys. Is that sabbatical? Is that right? Kind of. I've been saying it. I know sometimes I just make up words. But if I'll go with it, I'll make you believe it's a real word. But hey, look, but imagine, right? I've been having more fun than ever because I'm in the game, and it feels great. I'm out there, man. I'm recruiting directs. I'm prospecting. I'm making phone calls. And every day, Karma's going, Daniel, you're unbelievable. And she's saying, Daniel, I got another appointment for us. Daniel, I just scheduled this couple to come over and have dinner with us tonight. That's the kind of stuff that she does. She did that last night. Daniel, I got a great couple. They're coming over to have dinner with us. I'm like, yeah, come on. Who are they? Oh, it's one of Max's friends at school. We just invited them over. We're just going to have dinner. Just make a friend. We're just going to build a relationship. Cool, man. We had dinner, right? We played a little pool. Now, hey, look, every time you're not going to be successful at this. The lady sells whole life insurance. So, it wasn't on the top of Karma's list of people that have come over the house. I only hit her a couple times. No, I'm just kidding. But do you see that she's trying? You understand? Now, again, she set up all kinds of incredible appointments. Right? She's prospecting all the time. She's making new friends. She's building new relationships. Are you doing that for your family? Are you guys following where I'm getting at this here? Okay? It's decision time. Decision time. Next year, just mark my words right now, next year, this meeting will be held at the DoubleTree. Okay? I'm putting this thing up on the market. Maybe. But seriously, right? We're getting too big for this place already. It's done. We can't just keep staying here no more. Right? So we got to have a huge vision. We got to have a huge vision for the future and what we're going to accomplish here. This is only the beginning of what we can accomplish. But you got to help. You got to pay the price. You got to get on your 5-year run. You got to have a run that, man, is so focused and so determined and so after it that nobody can stop you. And I promise you, nobody will stop you. You can build this business as big as you want to and have the greatest life that you could ever imagine. I love you guys. Me and Karma, you have no idea. We talk about you guys so much. We love you guys. We care about you guys. I don't know of too many people that made almost $1 million last year that says, hey, here's my cell phone number. Call me anytime. I don't know too many people like that. I mean, I was out this morning in Burbank doing a meeting for a group of people that just asked me to come out and speak with them. There was only 20, 25 people in the room. I don't know too many people that would do that for 20 or 25 people in a room. But you know what? It's funny how I keep trying to help other people, and it's funny how just great things keep on happening. So ask yourself, are you selfish? Are you selfish? Or do you give of yourself? Or do you actually give and trying to help other people have a great life too? Remember, every time you don't prospect that guy that's walking by, remember, you ain't serving nobody. Your fear, your being scared, doesn't serve anybody. Please make a decision. Have a great night.